Hey everybody, welcome to the 1947 Rise podcast, a podcast that helps India born, US trained Indians get integrated into the Indian technology ecosystem and inspires them to move back to India to build massive tech companies and or help enable the tech ecosystem. We do this by interviewing India born, US trained Indians who have moved back to India and built massive tech companies themselves and or helped enable the tech ecosystem. I'm excited to have Abhilash on the 1947 Rise podcast today. Abhilash is the co founder of Questbook. Prior to co founding Questbook, Abhilash worked at Facebook as a software engineer in the US. In 2015, he moved back to India and founded Samosa Labs, which he sold to MPL in 2019. Abhilash, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Looking forward to it. Let's start by you walking us through your journey of growing up in India, then moving to the US, and then moving back to India. What made you move back to India?
I think I went to Triple ID Hyderabad to study computer science. I studied computer science there from 2005 to 2009, and that's where I got a lot of hands-on with programming, built a lot of projects, and so on. And like when I was at college, I really wanted to build products and scale them to millions of users. We in fact launched a website that would let people like input their engineering exam mark sheet and then find out their like estimate their rank even before the ranks are out, and that got us like 50,000 people. And this was my third year summer, and after that I started a e-learning platform which was like a finishing school for engineering graduates before they go for placements. And we ran it for about a year, and after running it for a year, we went nowhere. We ran out of money, and we were looking at the news, and all the news we saw, it was all from Silicon Valley. And that's when I decided, along with my co-founder during that time, that we should move to Silicon Valley to actually see what is going on there. We should at least go there, learn all the things that are happening, because all the stories we are hearing are not from Bangalore at that time, 2009. They're all from Silicon Valley. So I applied to about 30 companies for a job, and Facebook and Twitter did my interviews. Facebook offered a H1B visa very quick, and I joined Facebook. And while going itself, I decided I would come back and do my own company. I was at Facebook for a couple of years, and I saw the amount of focus Facebook itself had on Indian market, the amount of investments they were making, and the amount of importance they were giving to Indian market. And I was like, yes, this is the time. And at Facebook, I was becoming better software engineer, but my ambitions were always to become a better entrepreneur. So I came back after Facebook went for IPO.
Got it. And so you ended up moving back in 2019, I think, and that's when you founded Samosa Labs. Can you give us a quick background or the origins of Samosa Labs?
Yeah, after coming back from Facebook, I did not have a specific idea to work on. I didn't even like tell my parents that I was gonna quit my job. I quit my job, booked my flight, landed in India, and then told them I quit my job.
Were you like, I'm here for a little bit, just for a vacation. I'll go back.
Yeah, I told them I am on a vacation, but I told them I am on a 5 year vacation. And they were very upset, and they were asking me, "What will you do now? Okay, you quit your job, but what will you do?" And I was like, "I don't have a clue," because like financially it was a okay decision, right? I was young and I had Facebook stock. Facebook went for IPO, and And also like I earned some money, saved some money while I was working at US. But professionally, like it was very rash and impulsive kind of decision. As I have no co-founders, I have no idea to work on. I have, yeah, it was like jumping out of the airplane without your
Mhm.
parachute and trying to search for it while you are coming down that sort of a scenario professionally. And I was doing a lot of experiments. I was building, wanted to build something in social and vernacular space for India. And at the time, Geo also was not there. And we launched a audio sticker sharing app. That was like the 12th or 13th product. So we launched a Instagram for audio because video consumed a lot of bandwidth. We're still trying a lot of experiments on audio. I launched a whole bunch of products. One product that took off was like this audio sticker sharing app. It had all these Bollywood one-liners from popular movies, like "Bade Bade Desh Hai Mai, Chote Chote Baatein Hoti Hai," all these sorts of romantic one-liners.
नाम तो सुना ही होगा.
Yeah, exactly. So those sorts of one-liners, and it went viral. We were in top 10 entertainment charts, and that's when Sequoia noticed us on Play Store, and they came and gave us a $1.3 million check, and then started building the product, assembled an engineering team, and yeah, like I got in a couple of my juniors from college as co-founders, and Madhavan was the first engineer I hired at that company. He is a gold medalist at Triple IT Hyderabad. So I basically was thinking, hey, if I hire somebody who is a gold medalist at Triple IT, like I would be able to attract their friends, and it would have like it would make my hiring easier at Triple IT. So hired Madhavan. He got two, three of his friends. I hired another gold medalist from another batch. That guy got like another two, three friends. So my hiring problem for engineers was sort of solved, and we started building. And the next big break for us happened because of Geo. And when
Mhm.
Geo happened, like everything changed, right? Like
Mhm.
now you can not only build an audio app, but you could build a video app. And we pivoted to video, and that gave us a 10x growth. And like we got from 50,000 daily active users to like 500,000 daily active users just because of Geo and launching videos. After that, TikTok came into the market, and TikTok started spending like $10 million per month, and the whole market they sucked the energy out of the whole market. And even ShareChat was losing users. It was a time when it was becoming very difficult for us, ShareChat, and everyone else in the market to raise funds. And there was Roposo, there was Clip, the ShareChat, us. We were all trying to raise funds and so on, like competing with TikTok. Like we were competing with them, and Tamil and Telugu markets, ShareChat competing with them, and Hindi belt and various other languages. Roposo and the Clip got shut down. Roposo was acquired by InMobi, and then we sold it to MPL. ShareChat stuck around until TikTok ban happened. And
Mhm.
yeah, like I joke with my friends that I would have been a few $100 million richer if I had waited till the TikTok ban. And like
No, in fact, that's what I was going to ask you. That was going to be my follow-up question.
yeah, so that was huge up and down kind of journey. And yeah,
Yeah.
competing with TikTok was the biggest learning I had in the journey.
Yeah. No, I'm sure you got a lot of learnings there, and the interesting and funny part is, you brought Madhwan into Samosa Labs, and I think now you've co-founded Questbook with Madhwan. Would love to understand, what's Questbook, where are you today, and what's the grand vision you hold for Questbook?
Yeah, I think Questbook, the bet is very simple. The bet is people want to earn in crypto, and And we are seeing that with software engineers, right? Like many software engineers out there, they're all doing side gigs in crypto. They have like this flexible work relationship. They have this like polygamous relationship with work. They're doing multiple gigs with multiple DAOs at the same time. So we believe a lot more people will want to earn in crypto because of various reasons, like in countries like hyperinflation affected countries. Those there people want to earn in crypto because crypto is a way of living for them. And then the countries like Ukraine, Russia, etc., where people want to earn in crypto for various reasons. And then even in India, right, like people want to earn in crypto for tax reasons, and for like a lot of reasons why people want to earn in crypto in various countries and various contexts. And yeah, we are trying to accelerate that. We are trying to build a place on the internet where people can come tell us what skills they have accumulated over the last 10 years, and we'll show them the most relevant opportunities given their skills. So let's say you contributed in the last 10 years to 10, 20, 30 open source projects on GitHub. We tell you based on your contributions, these are the DAOs you can go contribute to in Web3. These are the places where you can go earn crypto. So I think like fundamentally, like there are places for you to buy, sell crypto, but there is no place on internet for you to earn crypto. There's not a brand that comes to your mind when we say earn crypto. But for buy or sell crypto, there are brands, there are products that come to your mind. Want Questbook to be the brand that comes to your mind when you want to earn in crypto. So that's what we're building. It's a bet on earn a piece of crypto.
Got it. No, and I think the byproduct would be you'll end up, onboarding a lot of smart people on the to the crypto world, and we'll switch gears here, Abhilash. There's a couple of questions. One is, the India will be a natural front runner for Web3 startups. Binance CEO said that. Do you agree with that or not? And follow up question is, maybe give us an overview of Web3 in India, the origins, where are we today, and where do you see it going in the next 2 to 3 years?
I think I think like if we look at what has happened in Web two, right? Like a lot of the back office for like banks, etc. That is India. Like a lot of the services companies that we have, the billion-dollar companies, they work for Wall Street, banks, and a lot of U.S. firms. And whereas in Web three, we are not a back office, or not a, we are not like a maintenance hub for the software that is already written like 10, 20 years ago. We are at the forefront of this innovation, right? Like a lot of the people contributing to DeFi, they are developers based out of Bangalore, Delhi, Chennai, like whatever, any number of places that we know of. We don't even know of. A lot of these people are pseudonymous. And that is one stark change, like when it comes to like this Web 2 financial infrastructure. We came at the fag end, like doing maintenance and back office kind of work. But when it comes to Web 3, we are like the innovation center or the innovation accelerator right from the very start. And I think if we have to maintain that, there's a lot of work we need to do, and like a lot of people are realizing that slowly. I wish we, as a community, do that much more aggressively and much more with much more intent and care. Otherwise we'll lose that innovative advantage. I'll give you one more example. Like US, it has like 20, 25 chains, whereas India has like one chain, like at which is Polygon, and probably like one Shardiem. uh, like for our population and the kind of use cases that we could potentially build, and the number of developers we have on GitHub will probably be the number one developer base in the next 1 year. and we have like two chains for the number of developers we have, whereas US with much smaller developer base, they have like 20 25 chains. So there's a lot of innovation that will obviously come, and especially on the infra side, we are really good. Our developers tend to be much more utility value conscious mindset, so we tend to like go really deep in infra and developer tools and those sorts of areas. Like a lot of like consumer oriented stuff I feel would still come from outside India, but when it comes to a lot of like tooling in DAO tooling or infrastructure, like in web 2 also that has happened, right? Like we've seen Postman happen from India, we've seen browser stack happen from India. So a lot of DAO tooling will happen from India, and a lot of developer tooling will happen from India. A lot of infrastructure plays, I think, will happen from India. We also have that quickly copying kind of genes, so it's inevitable. Those things will happen. But if we consciously nurture some of these other things, a lot of consumer innovation could also happen. That's my view.
And Abhilash, what needs to be true to accelerate that, the speed of innovation coming out of India?
I think we should get every software engineer to become a smart contract auditor.
That's what you're doing at Questbook.
We probably done like 0.1% of it, and there's a lot that can happen, and the TAM for smart contract auditors is only going to grow more and more as there are more decentralized applications. Right now, there are like 1,000 or 2,000 decentralized applications. Imagine the demand for it when there are 50,000, 100,000 decentralized applications. Imagine the number of smart contract auditors we need. Like we could be the global auditing hub for the world, and that is the forefront of the innovation in this ecosystem. Like if you're doing audits, you are like the guys like who know in and outs of the ecosystem, who knows like top to bottom everywhere. So I feel if there are like if we could nurture the high quality audience, high quality developers to get to operate at the level of like the best smart contract auditors, 50, 100,000 of them, I think it's inevitable. Like whatever we're thinking of will happen.
I think you should have just said we just need Questbook to scale as quickly as possible, and that will help India's innovation scale faster. And
Absolutely. We definitely will be doing our bit, but the whole industry it's a industry wide problem, not just Questbook. Yeah.
and Bill actually worked in at Facebook for a couple of years. Of course, you've been ambitious and you wanted to move back and build something of your own. You did a great job at Samosa Labs, and now I'm super excited for you what you and your team are working towards and what you would end up building. But were there any experiences or skill sets that you learned at Facebook, you brought them back with you, and they ended up becoming valuable?
I think one of the things that was super useful is this growth mindset and the velocity at which Facebook operated. Like, especially like the culture is very engineering driven growth kind of culture, engineering and product driven growth. So I used a lot of that at Samosa, where we scaled our product to 10 million users with a small team of 6 people. It was a lot of engineering driven growth, and a lot of those principles we're still applying some of those at Questbook, because some of those are like applicable across products, across markets, and yeah, they have served us really well. So yeah, very engineering and growth driven mindset.
Gotcha. And well, again, we'll switch the gear. Abhilash, when things are not working out for you or not going the way that you want them to go, what frameworks do you use to bring yourself, back on track?
I think at Questbook it is very clear from get-go. For are we making more dollars for builders? I think that is our goalpost. So every decision we take, it's pretty simple. Will this make more dollars for builders? Will this make more dollars for builders? And whether we giving internally appraisals or equity refreshers, or even like when we're hiring new people, all of our questions like eventually boil down to this, like even product road mapping. If we are choosing to do X versus Y, we're still a small team. We have to like focus our resources in a direction. So it's again like super simple for us. Will this get more dollars for builders? If yes, we do it. If not, which we need to do more research, we'll do the research. At Questbook, it has been easier, but at Samosa, it was much tougher. There wasn't a single mantra, I would say, to guide us, because we were in sort of like a we were competing with TikTok. It's like a TikTok like product, so it wasn't very easy to frame something. Like there wasn't a singular question. Like you could measure things like, are users spending time on our app every day? Will this lead to more time spent on our app? But those are very like still tougher questions, because you can't plan something based on that. But whereas here it was much easier to, like even team can come up with ideas like, hey, you're not doing this, you should prioritize this. Like even like if I also brainstorm with you like 10 more minutes, I think you will also suggest, hey Abhilash, you should also consider doing XYZ. Like so it was much easier guidepost for with Questbook.
Gotcha. And if money and attention are not needed anymore, what would you work on outside of Questbook?
Money and attention are not needed.
They're not needed anymore. What would you work on? And Questbook is not there. Let's keep it that way.
I mean, I am I am like a I think of myself like the escape velocity that teams need. I think of myself like a catalyst that teams need. And these days I'm focusing a lot on organization building. Like I built a lot of products before, probably like I launched 30 to 40 products, but I have never built an organization before. uh, so like these days I'm spending a lot of time in terms of like, what does organization building mean? Do you optimize for speed of the organization? Do you optimize for talent density in the organization? uh, yeah, maybe I will I don't have a good answer to your question. I'll probably spend more time learning about how others have built lasting organizations,
Hmm.
and try to build some of those elements into what I'm doing currently. So
Gotcha. Got it. And who are you outside of work? Like, how do you spend your weekends? I know you enjoy playing tennis. That I know. And what else?
I think I read fantasy, and I read like I like sci-fi. I like stuff that is in anime, and I think those are things that are very raw, and they have like much more emotion than routine stories, in my opinion. And
Hmm.
I feel that sort of mindset is needed when you want to innovate and build a lot of 0 to 1 products.
Hmm.
And I also like personally enjoy reading fantasy and these genres. Earlier, when I was young, I was reading a lot of autobiographies. These days, I'm reading fantasy and Probably it's reverse for the people in general.
Reverse, yeah.
Uh, for me, it's now I'm not in need of motivation, but I'm in need of a spark, creative spark. So
Yeah,
that's probably
yeah.
the reason.
One or two books you would recommend, and also, a book that changed your life in a good way.
There's this book by an Italian Gianna Rodari. Its name is Grammar of Fantasy, and it's the best book I have ever read. He's written about fantasy and what is the grammar of fantasy itself, and I think it's useful if somebody wants to add a little more, somebody wants to develop more creative muscle and idea generation. It's a great book. That's one. And the second book I have read recently that changed my viewpoint is uh, by this Kashmiri poet Kshemendra. He's written this book called Kalavilas. It's a satire on human nature, and it explores the darkest of the dimensions of the human nature in contrast with the best dimensions. And it has like 6 7 stories like Panchatantra, but these are much more like deeper with a lot of nuance. And Kshemendra's three satires in Kalavilas, it is yeah, it's the craziest book I have read. He's a 10th century poet from Kashmir, and it is I think anybody who's wanting to up their product management, level up their product
Mhm.
management, I think they should read Kshemendra's Kalavilas.
Gotcha. No, I'm gonna definitely take a look at it. And Abhilash, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for making the time, for coming on the podcast, and I'm very excited for you and the team at Questbook.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's been fun chatting with you. And yeah, thanks for the provoking questions.